Welcome back. Today we're going to be calculating the equation of the least squares regression line. So, how do we determine the equation of the least squares regression line? Using the formula first, and then we'll show you how to use your calculator. So example 1, the heights, which is the x, and weights y of 11 people have been recorded, and the values of the following statistics determined. There's the mean of x and the standard deviation of x, the mean of y, standard deviation of y, and r. It says use the formula to determine the equation of the least squares regression line that will enable weight to be predicted from height. So we'll just write the formula. Remember, the first thing is y equals a plus bx. That's the rule that we're going to be substituting them in. And we have to find our a and we have to find our b. We have to do our b first. Our b equals r, standard deviation of y, divided by standard deviation of x. So we'll do this one. So that equals, now remember, the r that we had was 0.8502, and the standard deviation of y was 7.5943, and the standard deviation of x was 7.4443. They're all in centimetres, the x and the y. We don't need to write them down, but we'll substitute them in. So we've got 0.8502 times 7.5943 divided by the 7.4443, and when we work that out, we get to three decimal places, 0.867. So we found our b. Fantastic. But our formula, we not only need our b, we need our a. So let's go and find our a. And the rule for the a is the mean of y minus b, mean of x. And the mean of y was 65.4545 minus b we just found, 0.867, times the mean of x, which is 173.2727. And of course we need to use our calculator to work this out, and when we do so, we end up getting a equals negative 84.8. Now we substitute it back into our equation, and we have y equals negative 84.8, because that's what the a was, plus the b we worked out was 0.867 times x. Now we don't need to put the times, but we'll just write it in there for now. Now do not keep it as y and x, because what they gave us was x was heights and y was weights. So we must change our rule to say weights equals negative 84.8 plus 0.867 times the height. If we don't do that, we will get marked incorrectly. Okay, now that's the theory way, using a calculator. So when you've got the calculator, or you've got given the data, you go to your lists, okay, and we have to still determine the equation of the least squares line, but we're going to use the lists first. And remember, it tells you there the height is the x and the weight is the y. Okay, be very careful. So go to your lists and spreadsheets. In the first column, in the A column, enter the height. Now enter the label height. You don't have to enter the whole thing. You can put H or any other letter, but just record it. Enter all the data, and in column B, enter the weight and enter all the data. Okay. Now, go back to home. We don't want to split the screen. It looks better on a full screen. Go to data and statistics, and you construct the scatter plot. On the x-axis down here, you have to right click using your keypad there, and you select the height, and on the y-axis you right click and you select the weight. And because you've labelled them you're able to know which one's which. If you don't label them, then you'll get it wrong. And you can go to page 105 if you need to. Might be 135 this time. Then to get the line, go to Analyze. Go back to Menu, Analyze, Regression, Show Linear A plus BX, and it will give you the actual equation of your line, least squares regression line. You need to convert though, weight and height again. Remember, Y is your weight, X is your height. And make sure that you write the coefficient of determination. If the value of R squared is not given, or if you wish to have a full printout of the regression statistics, then you can follow these steps. Press Home, select the calculator to open the calculator application. Now press Menu, Statistics, Stat Calculation, Linear Regression, A plus BX, and you'll see the screen come up. Now you can select the variable. Now we've got height and weight again. Okay, save the regression equation to F1. You don't need to change that. That will be in already. Press OK. Okay, once you do that, or press Enter, you'll get the screen that you see right here, and it tells you what the R squared is, and just read it off there. And then we can write it up and say, right, here's the weight equals negative 84.8 plus 0.867 times the height, and the coefficient of determination R squared equals that. And we say that's correct to 3 decimal places. Remember what I said, try and go to 4, because if you have to convert it to a percentage, at least you'll be left with 2 decimal places. And there's 5B to be completed. If you're going quickly, do all questions.